the Fed Up program, so that if somebody comes up the second time on a gun violation here in the city, they're going to cross the river to the federal prison, and they're not getting off while they're awaiting trial. They're going to be detained. So you still have to, I don't want to lose track of the idea that you got to be tough with some of the toughest eggs in the city and be willing to lock them up. But I'm talking about all the other people that caught up in it. Right. We might have half of 1% of this population of the city caught up in crime. So it's a small enough group, we should be able to do something about it.
Right. Well, it sounds to me that the Safe Communities policing strategy, with the locking up the worst, but also providing the social services to the secondary people, the folks that are just kind of caught up in it but are not the most violent, is not really an option. It's essential for the city of Wilmington.
It's essential for a lot of reasons. It will bring down the cost of all this other stuff that we're wasting money on, so we have money for education. It brings down the numbers of calls that the cops have to answer so that they can get out of their cars and do community policing. All of us, I think everybody that's running for every office in the city said, I like community policing. That's fine, but you can't just talk about it. You have to have a plan to get there.
Well, there you go. We have Bill Montgomery with a plan for policing, as well as providing comprehensive social services to make sure we stop the cycle of violence. We'll be right back in a few moments. Thank you very much.
I'm voting for Bill Montgomery because he's going to tell us what we need to hear instead of what we want to hear.
We're voting for Bill Montgomery because
he'll be a mayor for all the people.
Bill supports small businesses.
He gets it.
Bill's been building strong neighborhoods
for more than 35 years.
Bill Montgomery's been a very strong advocate for the arts and for preserving Wilmington's rich cultural heritage.
Bill Montgomery
will be a mayor for all the people.
I'm voting for Bill Montgomery because he's intelligent, inclusive, and has vision.
I'm voting for Bill Montgomery because I know him to be a man of integrity with strong leadership.
My friends and I are working for a safer, stronger Wilmington. Join us. Paid for by Montgomery for mayor.
Thank you for joining us today. In our final moments, we're going to chat just a little bit more with Bill Montgomery and talk a bit about what we've discussed today. We've talked about education as well as violent crime in the city, specifically about what to do with reentry and the alarming number, actually, of folks who are coming back into our communities after being arrested in the criminal justice system. Bill, what are some of your reactions to what we've heard today, either from the education side or from the correctional side?
So, a couple things. I'm really happy with the folks who came on today. And for those watching at home, there was no litmus test. You didn't have to be a Bill Montgomery supporter to be here today. A couple of the folks are undecided on what they're going to do, and that's fine. I've encouraged them to look at everybody's program. But I think if they look at the things I'm talking about, they will see that I'm trying to move us in a very progressive direction here in the city. We have so many good things going on in this city. We have good people working hard, not just in the education area and the crime reduction area, but in a whole lot of areas of the city. We need to get back to a positive attitude toward our city. I'm not a Pollyanna about that. I'm not trying to put on rose-colored glasses and say, oh, everything's fine. No, we have severe problems in this city, but we've got to get back to the idea that we can surmount these. We are Americans. We talk a lot about greatest country on earth. Well, let's start acting like it is, and let's get our confidence back. Let's get our groove back, and start being better citizens. And let's start believing in each other. Let's start working with each other. We need a culture shift in some communities about crime. We need a culture shift about education, but we've also got to get we've got to get people energized about living in the city, and we've got to start promoting the positive things going on. We've got a reentry center that's going to open on Vanderbilt Avenue thanks to the Kappas and the Hope Commission. You've got the federal program we talked about with Jack. You've got people volunteering. There are some things here that can turn around this negative perception of the city, and we have so much good stuff going on in the neighborhoods with the community groups, and they're really grassroots efforts to improve neighborhoods around the city. We have great people in this city doing things in the arts, and they're not just doing it to create art, they're doing it also to involve the young kids of this city. So I'm especially, I have a positive feel about the city. There's nothing wrong with the idea of wanting this city to use the old biblical phrase, to be the gleaming city on the hill. Why not aim high? Aim high. Think about those the least among us, and let's bring everybody up, and let's have a better city. I honestly believe that's what this election's about. I think I do have the requisite skills. I had the background, the experience, whatever. I'm asking the voters of the city, let me put that experience to work. Give me a shot. Let me show you where I think I can take this city for the next 4 years. You have an alternative 4 years down the road, and you can vote me out if I don't do that. I want to work hard for the people of the city, and I want to be the mayor for all the city, from Rockford Park to Riverside, from Browntown to Brandywine Hills. You've got to have a mayor who will look out for the entire city.
Well, thank you very much, Bill. We appreciate you being here and bringing in members of the community to talk about these very important issues facing the city of Wilmington. As we wrap up today, I just want to say, vote for Bill Montgomery. We have here a person uniquely qualified to be the mayor of the city of Wilmington, Tuesday, September the 11th. Thank you very much for joining us.
I'm voting for Bill Montgomery because I trust him and his leadership to move the city forward.
I'm voting for Bill Montgomery because he has a proven track record. He's the best investment for the city.
Bill supports small businesses.
He gets it. Bill's been building strong neighborhoods
for more than 35 years.
Bill Montgomery's been a very strong advocate for the arts and for preserving Wilmington's rich cultural heritage.
Bill Montgomery
Will be a mayor for all the people.
I'm new to Wilmington, and I'm voting for Bill Montgomery because of his experience and his passion for our city.
I'm voting for Bill Montgomery because he gets it. He's a hardworking, dedicated, honest, courageous professional.
My friends and I are working for a safer, stronger Wilmington. Join us.
Paid for by Montgomery for mayor.